Good evening, guys. It's morning, actually, 8 a.m. Today, reflection day, Sunday. Going to be. I just realized that's showing. This is not for you guys. This is for another channel. But I'm going to get down to sharing with you guys a few notes I took as I was listening to the phone conversation. The audio recording of our most recent client, right? So me and my partner actually drove down to New Jersey about 2 weeks ago and to see a roofer, right? They're like two brothers and then two other brothers joined together. This is pretty big company. They're really good at what they do. In 5 years, they were able to accomplish what I haven't seen many other roofers accomplish in 15, 20 years. So they're go-getters, and it's a wonderful sale. Monthly good rate as well as very good expectations set, and you guys know how much I care about expectations. I don't want to ever promise them or over promise something that I can't deliver. I always like to under promise somewhat and over deliver. So without further ado, let's get into it. iTunes is gonna play this kind of visual thing, so probably won't get too bored. Alright, so alright, so I got some it's a very long conversation. It's like almost 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna go through the main points where the main nuggets are, which is gonna help you guys and help me out. So yeah, and I have a few clips of me actually setting up how we planned the setup, how all that stuff. Maybe I'll upload that in another video, but this video is gonna be about the audio. Alright, so 3 minutes. Let's go. All right.
Oh, good. All right, cool. Did you hook that up? Did you?
All right. I don't know why I put 3 minutes. My bad. Let's go to 14. That's the next one. Yeah, I can already see this is not going to be as exciting as I saw it in my head. But hopefully you guys get some good nuggets, man.
All those pay-per-click costs that a lot of times don't turn into jobs, as you guys know. SEO is a long haul thing. This is why companies are charging, tens of thousands of dollars a month to do it. And we'll get into
real quick. So we also had two different plans, I think, going into pay-per-click.
Sure.
Down south, I think they focus more on one town and maybe a surrounding town.
Yep.
When we just started, we've done it a couple times now. But basically, we had, I think, up to 75 different locations, and we were spending last month. It got up to like $7,000-8,000.
Yeah, pretty good.
Easily.
So that was a nugget right there for sure. If you guys heard that. He said $7,000 to $8,000 they were spending last month on pay-per-click. Okay, and then he goes on to say that the call volume wasn't nearly as much to justify that, and the other person was saying he was saying it was almost none compared to what they were spending, right? So this is something we didn't know. We didn't know they were this good of a client in terms of their spending habits, but understand that these are people who have money. They're not scared. They're not business owners who are afraid to spend $300 if nothing they get out. They're going to chase services around to get their money back whatsoever. These are guys who test things, and that's it, guys. These are the type of guys who spend $7,000-8,000 on something. It wasn't working. They kept going for a couple of months, and then they started slowing it down. For the thing they're going to get with us is, you understand, right? It makes sense for them, right? Because they are already spending so much money in other places. I don't know why I'm trying to say so much else. They're well qualified in terms of spending money.
We're not getting the call
All right.
volume
right
for $7,000-8,000.
And you won't.
So
Your partner is jumped on yeah, you won't for sure. That was some stupid shit, guys. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's go. 17.
Exactly. So,
I'll try not to elaborate so much. It's they spend a lot of money. Boom, they're good. Okay.
I know.
We got that covered.
No. Listen, this is everyone says they can do it.
somebody asked how your day is, I'm like,
what are you selling? Right?
Because it's the same phone line where it's going to be like a roof leaking.
Yeah, can you take on more business? Yeah, no.
Roof's leaking or some really happy person. Like, hey, how's your day? And I'm like,
yeah, what are you selling? Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
So we do a little bit of everything.
Okay, so this was just I put that in so you guys can get a, their take on what it seems like when, people call all happy, right? I tell you guys this before, like in terms of, don't be too like, hey, this is blah, 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 how to, just like, hey, just ask them a question, real quick, get into it. Do you guys go here? All right, this is Shib calling from, like the reason I call like that is because of things like this, right? He was saying that normally, their days full of people say like, hey, my roof is leaking, all this stuff, and then suddenly in the middle somebody calls like, hi, how are you doing? And they're like, oh, that's what he was explaining right there. So I hope you can hear it because it's a little faint. It's not like I was like recording it like this on the table. It was just like on my lap, my phone. Anyways, let's go. 30 minutes. Okay.
It's like, go for it, right? Yeah. Even more than the ads.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, and so we need the maps because everyone's types in their own city. And obviously,
of course.
Now, how does that work in terms of, again, without making kind of too big of a promise, how does that work in terms of we could start a location up somewhere and then how soon we potentially could see it? Because it is only the top 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, so that's the thing. So with like the Look New Jersey platform, the Look CT, did you pull up? So I can show you like literally thousands right now of number 1, like right under the map, the first one. We can guarantee that spot.
The latest one was this, and roofing Morristown. Okay? Roofing in Morristown.
We don't. You guys,
they only do Morristown, so we can't get.
and you guys are the only guys in Jersey. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So.
He only was Morristown. This is him. We got him 7 reviews compared to other guys. Who do you put? It's pretty easy. Like this is Andrew. He only was Morristown. Morristown. You want in the map. That's where it's.
Oh, that's the other.
That's who it is. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
I've seen the trucks.
Okay, seen the trucks. All right. So
I've seen one truck.
this
What kind of name is that?
Yeah, I know.
honestly, he actually is working on a name right now. His whole company's name.
Yeah, to be court.
Just have to keep the names so we don't beat.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
To be court.
But yeah, I mean, Wilson has so many listings for maps. Basically, not to make it.
See, like, why does it say window installation service underneath roof and Mars?
Because that's what it does. If you put different categories.
Yeah.
Right? So maps, there's like, first of all, you can do one, right? Let's say roofing contract primary. Then, if you want to build depth.
All right, guys, let's move ahead.
Never bother you again for verifying.
So all those calls I get, that would need to verify your Google listings. It's all shit at this point.
That's a scam.
All
You're not
scam.
even allowed to tell you
Google
that.
doesn't have a Salesforce that calls you too. That's like
Probably once a week I get it.
yeah, they're all third parties.
Yeah.
I tell everyone.
I only realized like.
So take note here, guys. This may sound unethical, but take note here. So they told us that, there's people who call and like, hello, really happy, and they're like, oh, they know right away, and they hang up and they get mad. But then they kind of got confused one time with people who asked about their Google listings. Now, I don't know if you guys ever got these calls, but if you did, you would know that these scammers, they're actually scammers. They're not people trying to sell them stuff. They actually scam, and how they do is they have a very good, like, I fell for it almost, right? I was like, what the hell? Google actually calls for this? Until I went to the end, and they're like, what the hell? These guys are actually scamming this, right? It's a group of, I don't know what company they're from, but they all sound the same, and they're very authoritative. They're native speakers. The script is flawless. So the point is, if you get these calls, try to record it and kind of see the sequence of questions they ask. Next time I catch them, I will record it because I used to get astonished every time I get their calls. But they're basically, like native people from America who have put together a script where they call them pretending to be from Google, like, which is, that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that, right? They pretend to be from Google and say that, hey, your listing is going to go out of thingy because this and this and this, it's not, and it's accurate. You got to fix it right now, right? Since it's got to this point, it's only, one-time fee of $400 and boom, and they make them pay that. But it's a scam because they're pretending to be something they're not. But you can still learn from it. And I know it might be a little unethical to learn from a scammer, but I'm a student of everything, right? So even when I'm trying to get scammed, I try to see how good of a scammer they are. Anyways, that's neither here or there, but you get my point, right? If you get those calls, try to record their notes because those scammers are really good, right? Because they're trying to steal from you, right? So they better be good. They're not just like some Indian dumbass calling with some
from that, but it's like, for example, let's say we want to do one by me, but my account isn't the best one to do it because we're saying we get a PO box. So that's the thing. Then it's like, okay, then you maybe want to go to a PO box.
Definitely go PO box. Yeah.
Well, not everyone has the necessary.
If we can, we'll get it for 3 months. Because what can happen is at the end of 3 months, they might want to re-verify just to make sure. Because a lot of people are getting on.
Yeah.
But once it passes 3 months, it's done. It's over. They'll never bother you again or verify.
So all those calls I get about need to verify your Google listings. It's all shit.
That's a scam.
All scam. Google doesn't have a Salesforce that calls you too. That's like
once a week.
yeah, they're all third parties.
Yeah.
I tell everyone.
I only realized like how good they are once they called me for my listing. I'm like, these guys sound legit. They're like literally trying to scam you.
They do. It's scary.
All right, guys. The reason I put that was because to get a distinction between the two types of callers they get, right, on their normal day-to-day life. They mentioned a few minutes ago that when people call them, the happy voice, hey, how are you doing? I'm blah, blah, blah from this company. Do you have a minute? Like, they go like, oh, they hang up or go away. But they were mentioning like how they almost fell for one of these Google scams, right? So if you don't know about this, it's basically, I don't know, it might be from one company, I'm not sure, but they all sound the same. They're very, very good. Very good, okay? I almost fell for it. But they are like scammers in the sense that they're trying to be something that, they're pretending to be something they're not. They call you, they act like they're from Google headquarters, and they tell you that your listing is going to get, terminated, and if you don't take action right now, it's a one-time fee for $400 to update the listing. All they're doing is verifying a listing that you never verified before with the Gmail code, right? It's a scam. But I take note of it because if you guys get that call, try to record it. Try to take notes on it. Next time I catch them, and I'll try to record it because they're really good. You can learn from these scammers. Since they are trying to be, something they're not, their script is flawless, right? They're very good at what they do, and what we can do is basically kind of see the sequence of questions they ask us on the other line, and we can then depict why they would put, that after that, and basically kind of get a very good, sales script out of it, which we can use to actually then sell our services properly, right? So that's a note I wanted to put right there. And all right, let's go to 50. Like just be a student of everything. Scammers are good, whatever. We're not trying to scam. We're selling good shit. Alrighty.
The maps of those things. So that's typically where you want to be to establish your presence.
Yeah. Basically, like plan in this line of process where, let's say for Bridgewater, right, we find out all the qualifiers that brings on a map to start with, we prepare, roofing contractor, replacement Bridgewater, all those, and then we basically, design it to rank in the map's top 3 with all of those qualifiers for that county location. Okay, we go in that process, right? That way, for Bridgewater, whatever they're typing for the main, when they're looking for services, they're coming up in the top place. And
so you see how I dealt with the keywords, right? Before, if somebody asked me that same question, like, what keywords are you giving us? I'll be like, oh, this is the list. You make it all like kind of nitty gritty. Like, well, they're gonna have to they're gonna have a list. They're gonna have to check that. I don't know. I just don't, especially for maps, I don't like this is the list of keywords we're gonna do anymore. I say we're gonna do all the qualifiers. So I tell them, like, if you go into whatever service you guys are doing, obviously this is roofing. If you go into, let's say, Westchester, right? If you type in roofing Westchester, New York, a map shows up. If you type in roofing contractor Westchester, New York, a map shows up. If you do home roof repair Westchester, New York, a map will show up. But if you type in something like, I don't know, roofing supplies Westchester, New York, it won't show up, right? You get the point? So I tell them that for your town, the major qualifiers of the map position, we're going to go for them. And then we do, right? Your on page should direct the map's qualifiers in a way so that whenever people are typing things related to roof repair, roof replacement, roofing, it should show up the map, right? So that's the good quick answer for that, because we're moving away from that nitty gritty straight cookie cutter type, these are the keyword set things, and more about like, how everything flows together in a semantic way, and you just want to have top visibility for major keywords that are for the services you provide, right? You don't have to go nitty gritty anymore. So that's how I explain that part. Next is, let's see, 1 minute, an hour, 3 minutes, I mean.
Yes, these are services we offer, and then all that off-page stuff just directs to
Complete
that.
design
So the web page itself isn't necessary for the SEO standpoint.
It is. That's
It-
on page on SEO.
That's on page.
We'd love to take it on and do it right.
15%.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not the bulk. So
That's not-
we can hand off the things that need to be changed on the website,
Right.
and if you're paying them $500 a month, whatever, they should be able to change those things for you within a couple weeks,
Right.
fix it, and we can run another report, make sure everything's as it should be, and then point our end of it, which is off
I
page.
mean, my standpoint of it is, he said he had that 12 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, my thing would be, I would love for one person to handle it. And
Yeah.
my whole thing would just, again, a big part of this whole thing
Well,
at
the
the end
issue
is
is
going to be,
convincing them to.
well, it's going to be that and obviously price. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where we've said this with every company we've worked with.
Sure.
From the standpoint of, we obviously like to start on the smaller end of like, show us what you can do,
Sure.
and then we will gladly spend as much money as it takes to keep the phones running.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't care.
You hear that, guys? Like, this is the type of people I want to be in front of, right? They're not lost, like, compared to like all these other people, we kind of have to climb over, and basically just you can understand their vibe from their language, right? They ended up signing up with us for basically a $2,000 monthly thing, and that's what they consider small, right? Compared to the other investments they're doing, they're spending like 5, 6, 8 grand on AdWords. Now they do 2,000 SEO, and if it starts working, they will gladly spend more, right? Other people can say the same thing, like, oh, you show me results first, I'll grow with you, but they'll be like, all right, I'll pay you once I rank, like some dumb shit, right? This is the type of people, right? This is what, like their history, like their performance speaks for themselves, right? In 5 years in, I told you, they were able to accomplish what I haven't seen people accomplish in 15 years, right? And the correlation just happens to be they're not scared to spend their money. They're not scared to test new things for their marketing. So you do the math, right? Is it a coincidence? I think not. The type of people who are not afraid to invest in their business, they grow better, and you want to be, targeting those kind of people. And one of the best ways, as we try to see for to find these people is, one, look around, see what they're spending on, and if you don't want to, if you're not really good at looking outside, I'm not that well either, is to find online, right? Are they doing AdWords? They are. Are they doing, do they have a premium listing in the directories, or is it like the cheapest free listing? Things like that, right? So, yeah, just wanted to hammer that one more time. Let's move on.
But everybody will are going to get up there. Like I said, there's going to be one that slips in. Some living still might slip in. You're still for it because, like you said, advisors, angels, the things that are going to pay.
How old the site is has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
We had 11 towns in organic, and
We're up there.
Yeah.
The first thing.
We were just talking about here, like how organic is not bringing that much results anymore, like in terms of call volume.
Another issue.
That's what I've had. I've actually talked to them about that, where sometimes it doesn't pull up for like literally 20 seconds.
Yeah, it literally took, and that's the other issue, right? So your load time is really slow. I know you're like an expert in that.
yeah.
So that's killing your Google SEO score. It's took like 28 seconds to load, probably more. Actually.
Yeah, then we speak about their website, which is ridiculous. I don't know what. Okay, by the way, this is something that we recognized. Companies are fucking over people hardcore. Like these web companies, which make your website and then host it, they're charging them $500 to host a website. It's ridiculous. I don't even understand. They say like, we're gonna make your social media accounts. I go to that, they're not doing anything. They just like keep the social media accounts, host their website, and they charge them $500 a month. It's insane, right? Not only that, when we said that, can we give you some stuff that they will change, they said that normally when we want to change anything, it takes like 3 to 4 weeks. So it's ridiculous what other companies are doing to these people, charging them so much money, and I don't get it. Like, I don't even know how they even make that sale, to be honest, right? I wish I did. It's good for them. It's a really stable business model, but it's to me that's very unethical. That's almost like a scam. You're charging somebody what they could do themselves, which is basically sign up for hosting and then they pay the service. It's $10 a month, but you somehow make them pay $500 a month for that same shit, and then not even cater to them when they need like simple things done. They were complaining about changing their phone number. It took like I don't know, so much, like 2-3 weeks. So anyways, that was that. And oh yeah, we got into that conversation because their website loads like about average 20 seconds. So I said like, this is not gonna fly. Like even 5 to 6 second load speed is bad nowadays, right? You want to have it under 3 seconds at least, if not 2. That would be optimal, right? So that was that. You know, so take what you can out of that shit. I don't know. For me, it was just like, I was just like, what the fuck? We're in the wrong business. These guys are like fucking people over left and right. Oh man. All right, so let's get into it.
Even from like, when they're in a club,
Right. You just saw some generic website.
Yeah, there's no credibility here. Let me move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, we don't want them to put that on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. No, that's
But
money
here's
to put
the
back
thing,
in the
Because
box.
they keep it on, so they
Well,
go
that's the
on
thing,
and
especially
actually
if we're gonna
more
be-
money.
No, you can start scaling back. If you see the conversion rate, you have access to the back end of pay-per-click.
Yeah.
Just have us take a look, and we'll tell you how much you can scale back without it affecting you guys.
Well, we just scaled back big time, like I said, because we went from literally like 79 places all the way down to.
So they were doing, you know, they just like cut back on pay per call, obviously, because they're spending $8,000 and not getting anything from it. Oh man, I can't wait till to like give them results. And by the way, again, it's been what, literally like, guys, 2 weeks, and I started working. We verified the listing for them, and it's already in the top 10. I don't know how these, like, the results are coming super fast, almost a bit too fast, almost, you know, not trying to brag or anything, or I don't know what's going on, but like maybe it'll dance and fall off, and then I'll actually have to work hard to get it up there. But Maps is pretty easy to get up there, right? Compared to organic, it happens fast. If you're doing the right stuff, you'll get results.
We're taking up a ton of space, but it's one of those things where there's still going to be enough time off of everything that you guys have now to do enough attention.
Oh,
to us. And that's obviously like, I know the answer is yes. I mean,
No,
obviously,
you'll see that,
But
but
then
then
I'm still feeling like he's a priority.
yeah, no, you'll
Yeah, I just don't want, like, on one hand, it's great to have the backup saying, hey, we've done all these hundreds of companies. On the other hand, it's like, all right, well, this is a $2,000 a month company. We'll do some stuff for them.
Yeah.
But these are the companies that pay the bills, and that's obviously we just get kind of
No,
We
I-
take it very, very seriously.
Yeah,
We strategize every.
So this is what they're saying. They're saying that you know, one of their concerns was like, how many people do we actually have to, like, you know, basically, can we take on the work, right? Because they were saying like, you know, you guys seem like you work with a lot of clients, and you know, that side really comes from my business partner. He has some big clients, and you know, he has his own connections and stuff, and you know, it was like whatever. So from that sense, they were saying that, okay, you know, you guys have such big clients, and how much attention are we going to get as somebody who's only spending $2,000 a month? And I'm thinking in my head like, I'll give you a lot of attention for spending $2,000 a month with us. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, you'll be taken care of for sure. But you know, that's another concern they have. But you know, again, guys, like, it's the same concept I'm bringing over and over again. Like, if there's one thing you're going to take from this whole thing that, you know, I'm sharing here, it's like, look at these guys. They are not afraid to spend this money, and they think it's low. $2,000 a month is not that much money. That's what I realized from this entire thing. For me, it was a wake-up call, because I never heard of it in this way, right? I knew there's people who, you know, they're okay with spending $1,000, people who will never spend that kind of money ever in their entire life, no matter what happens, no matter how much money they're making through their roof jobs, they can't spend $1,000. What the fuck? That's like out of their realm, right? Then these guys like this who's thinking like they're spending too little, like they're just tapping the water with $2,000, and if it works, they'll gladly spend $5,000, right? These are the people who turn into those $5,000 sales. So, you know, I'm excited about this account, needless to say, of what it turns out. Like, I'm just waiting for those to hit, and they get the results. And then, you know, 3-4 months from now, upsell them and get them in a contract in the same time, right? I don't even want them to sign a contract now, because show them results first, show them what we can do, and then upsell and contract same day, boom, done. Like that's, anyways, let me continue with this.
Nothing's happening, and then kind of, okay, this is what we have going, and then it kind of getting up to whatever that normal rate is that you guys.
Yeah, like we could, like, if you guys decide today you guys want to start, we're probably just focusing on SEO and maps now, not taking over the website, just maps and SEO. I mean, I think we do it for 1,500 and do it 3 months, really prove it out.
Yeah,
PBMs,
I mean,
already purchased PBMs.
Right now, the goal is going to be honestly,
So we went back and forth. Well, actually, there was no back and forth. It was like they just mentioned, you know, since their web, okay, not to get too complicated, but it was a little complicated with this thing. With their web guy, they have like a little contract going on. They're saying that it's a month to month. So for the first month, since you guys are not doing anything on the website and you're just only focusing on maps, you know, obviously we know it's like congruent and works together, but we just said, all right, so since that is coming in next month, right? So, you know, October, we said that the first month we'll, you know, start all the work for 1,500, give them a little discount because we're not taking the web work, you know, that 500 they're spending with them, you know, how they think. And from next month, it turns into a 2K deal, right? So that's what the deal closed on. 32. Okay, so second video. Let me go.
Go over the website if they're okay with that.
Where's the visual
We'll
thing?
take it over now, do all the changes, make it happen.
WordPress.
I'll get you one.
We're going to talk to them when we leave here.
Okay.
And we'll figure out
We'll take it
the
on.
best thing for us.
And then as of
They're gonna talk to the web guy. Listen to this part though.
That's fine. That'll all be incorporated into that. So
Yeah, it's exactly.
hosting, site lock, code guard,
Whatever.
all that mumbo jumbo stuff.
The other thing is also what we would like is obviously put something together. I don't know what it is.
The reason why my business partner was mentioning code guard, site lock, and stuff like that, because that's what those guys are taking $500 for. Like, you get a website, you get security, code. It's like you selling what HostGator already provides you. Like, imagine us going and be like, okay, our websites will have, you know, security, all this shit, and maybe you'll add like maybe a bit more stuff like HTTP. Oh, they actually don't even have HTTPS, but you just sell what HostGator already provides you for $10, but then you sell it for $500. It's a $490 per month markup. Crazy.
That's fine, but if we decide we don't want to have to work with we need to make sure that, you know, our area is sort of protected.
And like we
I'll put
said,
that in here.
we have no
I'll put it in
issues.
contract right now.
We have no issues with getting up to more money for more towns if it works out for everyone. I mean, obviously, yes, it'd be great if it just stays at 2. But it's one of those things like, so I don't want you to say like, don't take on more business, but then we're planning on taking over New Jersey and then being like,
No,
we're
let's
keeping it
be
like,
fair.
we get it. So it's one of those
Here you
things,
guys
but
want me to put non-compete.
They're like, we get it. What they're talking about here is that they're saying like, how much is it gonna be if we want to expand? Like, they were saying like, you know, once they chose 3 towns, okay, that was a sale based on. And once we get them up there for those 3 towns, they're wanting to know that if we want like 2 or 3 more towns, is it like another $2,000 a month? And we said like, no. I was saying that, no, it's not going to be doubling like that, but my business partner was kind of like saying like, no, it'll stay in 2,000, you know, we'll just like expand it out to you. And I was just like, no, don't fucking say that shit, because we don't want to be like just expanding out for that. But basically what they were saying, you know, the agreement came down to was something like, you know, it won't double, obviously, that's unfair. Like, you know, if they're getting 3 towns for 2,000, the next time they want 3 towns, like, we can't just charge them $4,000. We said that, you know, they're going to get a massive discount and it's going to come with other stuff. And, you know, just kind of ended at that. Not any specific number.
I'm just saying, like, you know, North Jersey, we want to have somewhat of a protected territory if we're working with you. And like I said, we don't want to
like I
pay
said, it
you.
would be any towns that we are actively
Any towns that we are.
non-compete in our target market.
Oh, this part was pretty cool too. They wanted like a non-competing in their target area. So basically they wanted us to kind of be in agreement. So that's a sign of they trust what we do and what we're capable of, right? Because they're saying basically, you know, since you guys are starting to work with us, we want some kind of agreement that you guys are not going to take clients on around us. So there's no competition for these towns because they want to be up there, right? And, you know, realistically, this is what many, you know, all roofers, any business owner would want, right? A good company working with them and they're only serving them for their target area. stuff like that, right? So it was cool to mention that because it makes you feel like, okay, they understand your value.
Well, the target count is it. So basically, like if right now it's the 4, that's all we basically be asking for. But as it grows, we expect
when you sign a contract with new towns,
We'll just add it to this contract at this time.
So you get it. That part was basically like, now they are, they have 3 towns, right? They say 4 because they already have their hometown, which we're not doing. They're already up there for that, but we're like, whatever, maintaining for that. Anyways, they're saying that whenever, for now they have 4, and we can take anybody, on. But as they grow and they get more towns, they don't want anybody to be working on, us to be taking any clients for the ones they are working on right then and there. So it's very lenient, right? These guys are awesome, understanding people. They're not even saying that, oh, don't do any of these towns around us, even though we're not there yet. They're saying that whenever we start basically paying you for those towns, don't take other people on and do them at the same time, right? That's completely understandable.
I know it's kind of off the cuff in a sense, and obviously you don't know. But I mean, obviously, as it grows and as we do this and as we expand territories, we have to definitely figure out ways to do it. Because I mean, if the phone's ringing, like I said, we have no problem paying. But again, I don't want this to have to double every time.
It's not going to double. It's not going to double every 2 times.
Yeah, exactly. We got 4 towns, $2 grand, 5 towns, $4 grand. Like we have to make sure that doesn't get out of control.
we'll keep it at 2,000, and as long as you guys
have to set it up. But the worst thing you can hear in this industry is the job pays for this. Like that's what we've heard.
they're all trained to say that.
Well, the reality of it is like we have no problem. Like I like
The guy was like, you guys haven't said the worst statement, which is, that one shop pays for this, like pays for the monthly cost basically, which I guess they hate to hear, because yeah, that's don't use any cliche statements like that ever. That's what I learned.
You said before, some sort of percentage-based thing of sales, do we sit that down the road as we grow? Because
as we scale this out, we'd love to grow with 100%. I would love that. And, one of the things we don't say is that, but I do say this for every dollar you give us. So I'll definitely.
We'll see.
We'll work with you guys on that. So
we kind of know we've done.
Yeah. They were very joking though. They're funny people. Let's see, 7 minutes.
Cell phone, you want a business line?
What's the best number we can reach you guys ever?
If you call the business line, it rings to both of us simultaneously, so that's probably the best.
Okay, guys, funny joke coming up though. Up until now, like towards the end, for the last like 3 minutes, my partner was like taking out the contract, and anytime he would ask a question about the contract, he would ask it by saying like the word contract. It's like, what number do you want on the contract? Whose name do you want on the contract? And stuff like that. So watch how these guys call him out on it.
Well, just take a
973-856-4985.
Wait.
568-498-4985.
I sat down. I was like,
he's like, okay, so I'll sign the contract here.
No, I'm just getting my name on your contract. And they're like,
do you consider, right? Do you consider this a one-call close with a
You heard that? Like the guy's like making fun of him, like, you want the contract? You always sign the contract. They're like making fun of it by themselves to each other.
Yeah, well, he's like,
next year looks good.
I come from Connecticut to get a call back.
You guys have to sign out. Nope, listen, there's no pressure.
Look, my business partner's like getting out, like hyped up from it. I'm fucking laughing. This shit is funny. Because the guy's like, I didn't come from Connecticut to get a call back. Looking at my partner, and my partner's like, no guys, like no pressure. Like we want to make the best decision. Like,
my contract's on napkins.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the question's just going to be, let me talk to Dan and Corey and figure out the whole website.
That's when like that's like by then I know this like fucking closed deal. They're signing a contract, and they're even saying like obviously we're doing it. It's just I just want to see talk to their friend or something about when they can get us the website access. So that's that. Let's go to 28. I don't know why I put 28. That's a big gap. I guess all this time we just joke around and talk about, and I don't know. I think there was a point where we were just like joking and talking. just like having the food, gonna eat the whole time. I was just like biting my nails.
Just a break even on it. Like that's where it became too difficult. You're spending way too much on
Yeah, I don't know what's really going on with the pay-per-click. How many calls are you getting?
It's also expensive. I mean, from the standpoint of you know better than I do, but at least like from what we've understood is that roofing is expensive.
Yeah, no, that's true. It is really expensive.
Yeah, but we've seen some things.
Which is why you have to optimize, stay on it really strong.
Yeah, we've seen things up to like $20.
They're just talking about, you know, pay-per-call costs for roofing. Last one, guys.
It's that temp side. Please don't think I work for
They make it hard in the beginning. They almost make it easier from like they all say the
same line.
So if you can get past that first 20 seconds of like, yeah, you're gonna be first in SEO, first page, like if you can get past all that shit, then it's like, all right, well maybe they actually kind of sound like you know what they're talking about. Like I said, the beginning of every conversation was saying, send an email every day. Get you on #1 page on Google.
I get emails for.
So you guys hear that part? That was probably a golden nugget right there. They are saying that they make it, because my partner was saying these industries, you know, which call you guys all day, make it hard for us because the companies who can actually provide some results, they are never, it's hard for us to get through, right? Because we're bombarded with people who are scamming them, trying to get them web design for $500 a month, and everything in between. Get you SEO rankings for $99 and never like, you know, show anything, all this shit. But then they're saying that, but they almost make it easy for us at the same time, because if you can get past the first 20 seconds of the fluff and bullshit of first page rankings and all that stuff, then it really sets you apart, because it sounds like, you know, it actually seems like you guys know what you're talking about, because the other people all say the same shit. Guys, this is pretty much word for word from what this guy said, and you can tell, like, these guys, you know, are kind of aware business owners, right? This is nuggets for us, right? We can see this as a good way, instead of seeing it negatively, I mean, as all these people competition calling, we can set ourselves apart, right? By speaking in a way, coming to them from an angle that makes sense, that talks their language, or whatever that means. But what it doesn't mean is the examples they gave, where you say shit like, oh, just 1 month's payment, one roofing job pays for this monthly. Don't say any of this bullshit, dumb things. The way to go about it is educate them and show them what we have done and how it works. A little bit in-depth knowledge of, you know, how this entire process works for SEO. And I guess that's what got them, right? So how long was this video? That's it, guys. Damn, 37 minutes. I'm gonna cut and, you know, do some stuff, but hopefully that made sense. But that's a long fucking video.